Oh, grab the popcorn and pull up a chair, because Netflix has just served Meghan Markle a slice of humble pie so massive it practically needs its own zip code. The streaming giant finally threw open the doors to its first ever physical stores, the shiny new Netflix house, and somehow, in a move that screams, "We're over you," managed to leave out every single scrap of merchandise from Meghan's tragic little lifestyle brand. Not a single beige candle, not one jar of overpriced jam, and definitely not those sad little sprinkles. The absolute comedy of it all is that Netflix is supposedly one of her biggest financial backers. They have poured more millions into her pockets than most hard-working people will see in 10 lifetimes. But when it came time to actually stock the shelves and put their money where their mouth is at the new Philly location, Meghan's products were ghosted harder than a bad Tinder date. There was no appearance by the Duchess of Desperation, no cute little pop-up stand, nothing but the frigid breeze of total neglect. Meanwhile, actual celebrities, people who work for a living like Ashley Park and Isaac Auden, showed up to celebrate the launch. And get this, Netflix is already planning a second location in Dallas next month, packed to the rafters with merch from Stranger Things, Squid Game, and other legitimate hits. But Meghan's As Ever, or whatever she's calling it this week, still not on the guest list. According to insiders who are clearly tired of the charade, Netflix never had any intention of stocking her junk. This sting has got to hurt, especially when you remember that multi-year Netflix deal, the one that gave us With Love Meghan, that snooze fest of a lifestyle show that was supposed to dazzle the planet. Instead, Season 1 clocked in at a pathetic 5.3 million views and ranked, wait for it, 383rd. That is not a ranking, that is a cry for help. That is the kind of flop that should come with a heartfelt sympathy card. Season 2 didn't even crack the top 300, despite all the manufactured chatter about her huge global fan base. It turns out that fan base is about as real as unicorns or her accent. Of course, the spin machine is working overtime. Sources close to Meghan, which we all know is code for Meghan talking to herself, insist that none of this matters because the brand was always meant to be sold exclusively online. Please, that is PR speak for nobody wanted to put this on a physical shelf. It's the classic "I didn't want to go to the party anyway" excuse after not getting an invite. While her brand is dying on the vine, Meghan hopped on Instagram to promo her holiday special, dropping December 3rd, by decorating a festive table and lecturing everyone to embrace traditions. That is a bold, hilarious choice for a woman who isn't speaking to 99% of her own blood relatives. The audacity is blinding. The special promises, crafts, recipes, and familiar faces, which is vague enough to mean anything from actual stars, unlikely, to whatever is left of the chickens in her Montecito garden. But here is the reality check. Despite being Netflix's supposed lifestyle poster girl, her show and her brand are completely MIA from the Netflix houses in Philly and Dallas. One source bluntly says, Netflix isn't pretending anymore. If it's not a proven hit, it's not getting shelf space. Honestly, it is laugh out loud funny remembering the PR hype from months ago claiming Meghan's products were destined for Netflix retail glory. Now, here we are, with Netflix basically looking at the partnership and saying, "Oh, sweetie, we meant that metaphorically." Somewhere in the olive-toned halls of Montecito, you just know Meghan is clenching her phone, demanding answers, and making sure someone gets dramatically fired, or at least receives a blistering word salad email. This is yet another one of Meghan's big, shiny announcements that has fallen flat faster than a deflated balloon at a toddler's birthday party. A normal person would be mortified, but this is Meghan, the queen of manifesting delusion, so the show must go on, even if absolutely no one is watching. And seriously, isn't it weird that Netflix hasn't pushed out a trailer for her Christmas special yet? Usually, they hype these things weeks in advance. The silence is deafening. It's giving, "We're dropping this quietly in the middle of the night so there are no witnesses." Why on earth would anyone want a holiday special about family traditions from someone who has beef with both sides of her family tree and whose friendships seem about as stable as a Jenga tower in a magnitude 9 earthquake? At the end of the day, Netflix refusing to stock their partners' products speaks volumes. Ted Sarandos might have called her a rock star once upon a time, but apparently the only thing rocking now is her sinking brand. It turns out the scammy jam spreads, the biscuit mix, and the worm-infested flour sprinkles aren't exactly flying off the shelves. Netflix knows it, the public knows it, and now, by keeping the shelves bare of her brand, the Netflix house is making sure the whole world sees the failure in high definition.